Cortana!
Okay, look, apparently Mario Galaxy movie is gonna have a direct or something. 6 in the goddamn morning. And believe me, I am a dedicated, very passionate Nintendo hater. 6 in the morning Pacific time is way too goddamn early for a VTuber to be up and hating. Of course, unless you guys want to hate watch with me.
That's what we've been waiting for!
Well, I mean, let me know in the comments. I'd rather let you know ahead of time so as many people tuning in as possible can show up. And believe me, it's not like I actually want to be there either. The only time I want to hear anything about Galaxy is Galaxy Gas, not Mario Galaxy. But everybody around me was always saying, this is the best, like this is the pinnacle of gaming. Oh yeah, by the way, I think there's also like a PlayStation thingy around 2 p.m. Pacific, I believe. Tune into the channel, I'll be live then as well. Come hurl some slurs my way, or tell me how wrong I am because the Nintendo Switch 2 is a smash success. Therefore, that must mean everything I say is wrong. In which case, I guess that means everything anybody's ever said about Call of Duty is wrong because Call of Duty sells so well, so all opinions invalidated, right? I mean, is that how that works? All right, calm down. I know, for like the 10 of you who hate watch, you'll have your opportunity. All right. Now, with that being said, Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa says Switch 2 development will take longer, making it harder to release new games at a good pace. So he recommends new players play Switch 1 games as what? Did Nintendo just have a Don Matrick moment right now? Are they really telling people, look, it's gonna take a while for the Switch 2 and it's outdated as fuck hardware to catch up to our outdated engines? So you know what you should do? Go buy our outdated system. Brilliant. I mean, that just makes like so much sense, of course. Now, maybe it's just the haterade in me, all right? Hate flows through me like cocaine flows through Andy Warski's veins. But what exactly about a single Nintendo game out there looks like it would take more than 3 years to make? Nintendo isn't exactly state of the art when it comes to their game engines. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom did have some impressive things going on there. I will give Nintendo that. But look at Pokemon Legends EA. Look at Metroid Prime 4. Look at even like Mario Kart World, or hell, even DK Bonanza. These games are probably made on a budget smaller than any of these CEOs' salaries. Nintendo cheaps out. This is the one thing about them that I don't respect, and why I don't respect people who like Nintendo products and buy them. You know, there was a time long ago where it's like, hey, we all love Nintendo because they don't focus on graphics. They don't focus on trying to build huge, big, impressive games. They just focus on building wonderful gameplay. Yeah, that would have meant something like a decade ago, before the indie scene quickly took over Nintendo's job of providing those type of experiences. Now I expect Nintendo to actually, you know, try to keep up with developers like Rockstar, or even someone like Larian Studios or From Software. But Nintendo's games still remain entirely unimpressive. What in the fuck is gonna take them so long to produce anything for you? They literally take almost 10 years to make a new Mario. And when the new Mario comes out, you complete it in like what, 20 hours? And then we're supposed to treat it like it's the second coming of Christ. And in reality, it was just okay. The glazing for Nintendo has to stop. Nintendo is basically telling you, hey, we're making record profits. We have one of the most successful console launches of all time. But all we got to offer you are Switch 1 games, or even older games than that. The new games are gonna take a long time. Why are they gonna take a long time when they all look like goddamn mobile titles? Explain to us, Nintendo. I'm told you're the best, you're the greatest, and yet everything you release is just a rehash or re-release. Software development costs are higher, and development periods are longer, making it more challenging to continue introducing new titles at a good pace. Bullshit. You're cheaping out. Just say it. You introduced a goddamn console that people have to actually literally pay money to utilize the built-in microphone and features of. You charge people for an experience that's not even a quarter of what Discord is in free mode. Then you want to charge people $80 for a Mario Kart title that is clearly incomplete because it's going to require a lot more updates than that. What is taking you long? You're literally sitting on a pile of fucking money that's all going straight to lawyers. They're creatively bankrupt. Everybody lost their shit like Mario Wonder. Yet another side-scrolling Mario platformer to add to the list of like 40. How are you guys so easily impressed by this company? Explain to me. Because they're basically telling you, expect us to be twice as successful with even less effort than ever before. And these people eat this shit up. Nintendo Switch 2 can also play compatible Nintendo Switch software.
Oh my god! Wow!
So we would like to recommend Nintendo Switch software as well to consumers who are picking up a game console for the first time. With these considerations in mind, we believe we will be able to maintain the momentum of our Nintendo Switch 2 business by striking a good balance between introducing new titles and encouraging consumers to play evergreen titles over a long period of time. Okay, Is this supposed to be good news for Nintendo, guys? I'm confused. They were all glazing up Nintendo selling like, what, 10 million or shipping 10 million Switch 2s? And then they're told, hey, go play our last gen titles. Don't like the Switch 2 library? That's what the Switch 1 library is for, duh. Fucking hell, Nintendo guys are morons. They are actively getting scammed. This company doesn't have to release new games. And when they do release the new titles, like the newest one that's gonna be coming out, Metroid Prime 4, it looks like complete fucking ass. It looks like they didn't even bother to make the game look like a last gen title. It barely qualifies as a last gen title. You don't even bother to give your paying consumers brand new content. You're just gonna rehash Mario. You're gonna rehash Pokemon. You're gonna rehash Zelda. And people are going to be content with the same bullshit. These guys are the Disney of gaming. Here's really what the president is telling you. We're going to be releasing games less. They are going to be a million times less impressive than our competitors. But most importantly, they're going to cost us more to make, so therefore they're going to cost you more to buy because we're Nintendo. And that's our logic and that's how it applies. And you will obey because you're stupid fucking consumers. Nintendo expects you to play the same fucking Breath of the Wild for the next 20 years, which, I mean, they're not the only developers that do this bullshit. Sometimes I wish devs could learn to let a game go and just release its source code so fans can keep support going and they go and focus on things that actually matter, but they always take the easy route of putting in a small amount of resources to remaster and re-release games because they're gonna make them almost about the same amount in sales if they just re-release the same shit again. Nintendo is super guilty of this. And I'm tired of pretending like they're saints. Because check this out. Now we have another update. Nintendo plans for growth include acquiring dev companies, pursuing more non-gaming avenues, and growing Nintendo accounts. Call me crazy, but doesn't this sound an awful lot like another company we know? The company, the window company, the one that makes boxes. Microshaft, whatever the fuck they're called. Remember how everybody lost their collective minds when they heard, oh, Microsoft is acquiring developers. Microsoft is pursuing non-gaming avenues. Microsoft is going to be focusing on growing their accounts and online subscriptions. All of that news is usually received negatively, but here for Nintendo, we're supposed to pretend to be excited. Oh yes, I totally want to go watch another fucking Mario movie that was made for the mind of an 8-year-old. Yes, I totally want to go watch the unfunny Jack Black singing scene that haunts my memories. Oh yes, I totally want to give my money to what is easily the worst online subscription of the big three, with the worst connectivity and the least to offer, with the poorest support. And then what, they want to go acquire devs? I mean, I'm not even really against that idea, but Nintendo acquiring devs I care about? I don't know who that could be, because I don't really care about that many. But when Microsoft acquired the Activision Blizzard, when Sony acquired Bungie, we didn't see a single benefit from that. Of course, Nintendo has to acquire other developers because they are creatively bankrupt. They have released nothing but the same IPs for literally 30 plus years. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's too easy for me to get exhausted with this. But I'm on the red-headed plumber fatigue right now. I need Nintendo to start releasing new things in order to get me out of my hater phase. If this is even a phase, I don't think so. I'm afraid I am permanently stuck like this forever. Nintendo just became too gay and cringe for me. Oh yeah, shit, there's more. Sorry, let me read more. Things are going incredibly well for Nintendo right now. Well, they're going far more than just well. Switch 2 is a sweeping success, which I predicted it would be. Anyone who thought that the Switch 2 was gonna fail or flop, or told you that, is insane. It's like telling people Hot Wheels, Lego, and Minecraft are gonna flop. As long as you continue to market and make products for children, you're not gonna fail in this market. But unsurprisingly, the company doesn't plan to coast from here on out. Nintendo has instead highlighted 3 areas in which they plan to aggressively move in order to keep the momentum going. Nintendo has shared supplementary materials from their Q2 2025 and 2026 fiscal year report, and it includes a bit more insight into how the company intends to keep the positive results flowing. According to Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa, the 3 main investment areas for Nintendo are game development, non-game entertainment, and Nintendo accounts. There are 3 main investment areas to strengthen our business foundation. First is strengthening game development. We will work to strengthen the internal game development organization within the Nintendo Group. This includes initiatives such as acquiring development companies to make them subsidiaries and augmenting our development facilities and the construction of corporate headquarters development center building number 2. But none of this is gonna ever lead to Metro looking like a game that actually belongs in 2025. None of this is gonna lead to any Nintendo game even resembling something like Red Dead Redemption 2 looks like. You're not gonna get titles like that from Nintendo. It's never gonna happen. Second is building software assets and non-game entertainment. Taking into account the success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, we will allocate funds to more actively pursue business opportunities that have an affinity with our game business, including, but not limited to, movies. Ooh, oh yay, I totally want to see cringe-ass Mario movies. No, I don't. Oh, that's exactly what every gamer wants to hear, right? Third is the foundation for maintaining and expanding our relationships with consumers. We will utilize funds to maintain and expand our touch point with consumers centered on the Nintendo account system. Well, that basically means they're going to focus on upping the subscription service model in price, perhaps some features as well. But, you know, expect more basic necessities to be locked behind this subscription. And when they mean expand their touch points with you, they mean new ways of price gouging you, new ways of milking you for a monthly fee. Like, is this really what people like to hear? 10 million units shipped, and this is the news that comes with it? Expect less content? It's gonna cost us a lot of money. It takes a lot of time to produce the most simple looking games on planet Earth. I just fail to see what the hype is. Like, people aren't even talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza anymore. People aren't talking about Mario Kart World anymore. Metroid Prime 4, people will probably talk about that for like 5 fucking minutes with like every Metroid game. Something tells me people wanted to Switch 2, not really for its exclusivity, but because it's a brand new shiny thing of another thing that they already liked. Just like an iPhone, just like with a brand new PS5. It's like, ooh, a shiny brand new PlayStation in the wild. No games, of course, but I want that. I fully expect this system, like, until you actually have something to show for all this success, I'm going to continue to hate. And I think I'm justified in that, in spite of the fact that people on social media get really upset at my opinions. That's what really matters to them, what this random VTuber thinks of Nintendo. I guess Nintendo's success means so much to them that they can't enjoy it in peace because someone like me exists and I'm here to just shit all over it. Rightfully so though, because again, that that shit don't slide for me in 2025. Standards change. Nintendo has not kept up with the times. Maybe that's what people like about them. Maybe they like their games to look like shit. Maybe like their games to be priced like there's some AAA $500 million budget title, when in reality, it cost Nintendo virtually nothing. If there was no nostalgia attached to Nintendo, nobody would give two shits about this company. And its fan base is pathetic because they actively complain online about all of these things. And guess what they all did? They all still lined up and bought the damn thing. And then guess what? They still complain as if anything is going to change. But all Nintendo came out here and told you is, hey, expect it to take longer and expect shit to cost more. Oh, and by the way, all of that is on you, the consumer. We're gonna expect you to pay for all of it. God damn, holy shit, I'm really on that haterade today. I just wasn't in a good mood, and Nintendo was once again in my feed, so I said, fuck them. They can afford my hate. But everybody who gets pissed off at me, deep down inside they agree and they know I'm right. Nintendo, like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. I will see you tomorrow. Okay, see ya.
Fritongo sucks ass.